Hi, my name is Mal and I wanted to talk through some of the processes of what's involved in a digital marketing or SEO campaign for your website. Because I'm always getting asked what actually happens once I agree to work with someone. What do I do to your website? What will happen when I start, and what can I expect from your SEO? So I wanted to make this video to help you understand exactly what to expect. So here you go. Let me know what you think. If you've got any questions after you've watched it, please just send me an email. I'm always happy to have a quick chat. Okay, so number one, on-site SEO, search engine optimization, essentially increasing the quality and quantity of traffic to your website through organic search engine results. That's all SEO is. So the first thing we do is make sure that your website is properly communicating with Google. There are triggers that Google sees on your site that you can't really see on the site itself yourself. Some of them you can, but most of them are kind of off in the background. Website meta, tags, descriptions and titles, all in the background, have to properly show Google really what your website is about and what you want it to rank you for. So we do all the on-page SEO stuff first. That's the absolute priority, and that actually usually gives us a pretty good boost in the rankings, because now suddenly Google knows exactly what your website is about, knows what each page is about, and knows what you want to rank for. So, second thing, now one of the other things you have to do right up front, this is what we do right up front to lay a great foundation to your SEO campaign, is we run a press release. And a press release is simply a professionally written article written about your business, which is then distributed to literally hundreds of newspapers, TVs, stations, different types of media, websites, and they're all published at once. So within a couple of weeks of me starting, Google literally sees hundreds of links coming back to your site, all from other sites that have an incredible amount of trust and authority already. And the important point here is the trust that the press release gives. So this is not some sketchy or black hat method to get backlinks pointing back to your site. A press release is a legitimate thing to do, and businesses do them all the time. And this creates a great foundation for your campaign. Third thing, business listings. So another thing we have to do is go through and either create or fix all your business listings. Now, you may have heard of these before. They're often called citations. They're simply your business name, address, phone number, often called the NAP, listed anywhere across the internet. And it could be places like Yellow Pages, Bing, Facebook, Google, etc. They're all simply different directories that hold your business's name, address and phone number, and we search them all out. We make sure every single one of them is correct and synced, and match your business's website where you have it, your details in your contact section, location and all that, and also your Google My Business directory listing as well. Make sure the address is all the same there. Search them all out, all across the board. They all have to be perfectly synced and the same. You can't have your street spelled out in one area and then, in another page it's an abbreviation, or you've got Unit 1 Dover Street in one and then Dover Street Unit 1 in another. It's all got to be the same. So we go through and manually fix this, and this actually takes some time, a couple of weeks sometimes for someone to go through, depends how much work they need doing, and hand do all of these. And this is important because if Google sees hundreds of instances where your name, address and phone number are listed exactly the same across all of these directories and all these listings, it really adds to the trust and authority that your site builds up. Next up, trust. Talked about it already, but trust with Google. It's the biggest thing we try to do with an SEO campaign. It's to create a massive degree of trust with Google to your website. So if Google doesn't trust your site, they're not going to rank you for anything. We're not going to rank you well. So first, we make sure that Google knows what to rank you about, right? We make sure they know what your site's about. That's the on-site SEO stuff, so that's done, check. Now we focus entirely on building this trust with your relationship with Google. So Google is in it for the end user. So they're going to want to show the highest results when someone does a search. Those highest results are going to be the sites that they trust the most because they're in it for the end user. So we'll start building a bit of a link building campaign. We'll still start, getting a legitimate link building campaign going. So we're going to build links to your site from a variety of other sites or platforms, and you're going to be getting these links back, and some will have power, and some of the links won't have power, and some of the links are going to be called no follow links, and some of the links will be follow links, no follow links, right? They don't really pass much power and trust and authority back to you, but some of them will be do follow links, and they do pass trust and authority back to you. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, you don't need to know, but you can search those terms yourself online if you want to find out more about them. But the point is that Google sees these links, they see a diverse, consistent, natural flow of links coming back to your site, all building trust, incredible trust. Each of these websites that we rank you from, right, they cost time and money. But again, you don't need to worry about that because that's all part of what I do within the package. They're not like add-ons or anything like that, okay? You don't have to select what bits you do and don't want like many other SEO companies. I'll do it all, it's part of the package. So that's kind of all off-site marketing or all off-site SEO, right? Now, one of the other things we do that's critical to build trust with Google is content. And content is king is a phrase that you may well have heard and is true. So you need informative, well-written, interesting, and importantly, useful information on your site. This does two things. Firstly, Google sees that you are providing valuable information for users online, and it rewards you for that by placing you higher up the rankings. The other thing it does, second thing, it also provides more information for Google to use when determining what your site is about. And I spoke a bit about that earlier, but it's important. Okay, so this content, it communicates to Google, and not only to your users, but to Google, and Google uses this information to help decide what to rank you about. It's more power when it comes to that sort of stuff. The other point to mention as well here is that, and this always gets missed by SEO people, or quite often it does, is that content is actually genuinely there for your users. If people, they come to your website, if they like your content, if they like what you put there, if it's useful, they'll stay on your site for longer and they'll read it. And maybe they'll visit other pages on your site as well, and they'll want to link to it from other sites. They'll want to tell other people about it, right? They want to say, come and read this great content on this site. And they'll pass these links back to you about your content because it's so well written and informative. And again, these links that are coming into your site are really powerful because they look natural and they spring up from other places, and they really work when it comes to cementing your place at the top of the rankers in Google. Also, when Google sees people staying on your pages and reading this, right, they can see this, they can see that people are staying there, and rather than just hitting your site and bouncing back, which hurts your rankings, it tells Google you're not a useful and informative website. When they stay there, then this adds to the authority and trust that it gives you, and further helping your rankings. So look, you're going to see your rankings of your site massively increase within about the first 30 to 60 days. When we start the campaign, send you a baseline keyword ranking report, show you what Google is seeing you about at the moment. We'll pull your main competitive keywords that people are searching for business like yours, show you where you are, show you where you're ranked at the beginning, and then each month you'll get a report that shows those keywords and how you're performing as you go along. And as the SEO campaign continues each month, you'll see your keywords climbing, right? You'll see yourself getting higher in the rankings. And then like a few months down the line, month 3 or 4 maybe, once we've really built that good foundation, we'll start adding dozens and dozens of more keywords, like kind of what they call longer, sort of longer tail or longer sentences that people are also searching for. And we continue the content writing, the backlinking, etc., and we build total dominance of your site to maintain it at the top of the rankings. So that's it, pretty much. It's pretty simple. I have a process that I follow that works. And this process is purely designed to build trust and authority for your website. And your reward for this from Google is your page climbing up and eventually appearing at page 1, and then eventually appearing at the top of the rankings and the top of the results. So thanks for sticking with me for this. I'd love to hear from you. We can have an email exchange or a chat, completely informal, and let's discuss how we can help each other.